Good morning. It is about 6 something in the morning and I am late for work and I can't go anywhere without my morning coffee. And so I'm getting that poured this morning.
What do you have okay?
Yeah, you have your coffee.
So I'm here in the office getting ready to see patients for the day. I probably have about 20 patients in this morning's half day here at my private office that you saw the sign. I have been doing this for about 2 years now since I have left my employment at Queens Medical Center. So having a private practice is something that I've always dreamt of and wanted. And I kind of went out and ventured on my own after having a few years of being an employee under my belt. So see you a little bit later. So this afternoon, I'm actually working at Queens Medical Center in the Queen Emma Clinic. And here I am teaching the residents today. And that is Sky. She's our medical assistant. She does really good work here. Well, off to the next patient. Today I'm actually doing endoscopy at the Endoscopy Institute of Hawaii. And this is where we are. Just wanted to show you. Oh, I guess maybe. So this is our nice entranceway coming into our endoscopy center where we're practicing good hygiene during COVID. And the patients come in and they come in this way and they walk in through our endoscopy center here and they will get ready here in one of our bays. And then they'll make their way to the back where the magic happens. Patient will enter here and they'll come in the back here. And as part of my job, I do help and teach med students. And we do our charting here. And then we come into the room and this is where we do our procedures. So we hook patients up to the monitor. And then we also, this is our colonoscopy equipment here. Or that's actually our endoscopy. I decided to become a doctor, I think when my brother was diagnosed with a fatal blood disease called aplastic anemia. And I saw how the doctors and the nurses and everybody as a team took care of my brother as well as us as a family. And it was such a blessing to get into medical school because I know it's really hard to get into actually with all the studying and the test taking and dedication that you have to put into achieving that goal. And so I was lucky and blessed to be accepted to the University of Hawaii, John A. Burns School of Medicine. But the reason why I decided to become a gastroenterologist in particular was we have a family history of colon cancer. So my uncle was diagnosed with colon cancer at a young age, less than 50, prior to when people actually get their colonoscopies done with screening, for screening. And I saw in the field that if you can prevent cancer from happening by taking out polyps and also preventing people from having that stigma of having the colostomy bag and things like that and needing surgery, then prevention and preventative medicine is something that I'm really passionate about. And as I continue to learn more about gastroenterology, I found that that field in particular also helps prevent another type of cancer, esophagus cancer. So what is interesting is that acid reflux can actually lead to cancer. And so by monitoring people that have acid reflux and heartburn and looking at the lining of their esophagus, I'm able to help them to make changes to help prevent esophagus cancer. And also, if those changes in the lining does happen, I'm able to treat that as well too. When I was a resident, there were many times when I felt unqualified to be a physician. Especially my intern year, where you just graduate from medical school, you have that MD at the back of your name, and now what, right? You're in the hospital, you're taking care of patients, and you realize that school is school and this is the real world. And the patients are counting on you to make their medical decisions so that they can get better and get out of the hospital. So what do you do in that instance is you read, you learn, you ask everybody for help. You ask the nurses that have been there many years before you, how has it been done? What would they recommend? You turn to your mentors, your attendings, your upper level residents, and you ask them what they have done and what the studies show. And you read all those things and you learn to power through. You learn that because the patients depend on you and their lives matter, you need to be the one that takes responsibility. And then you also need to be the one that gives the patients and their family hope. And so you need to be strong as a physician for not only your patients, their families, and your team. I went to Pacific University in Forest Grove, Oregon, and that was for 4 years. The path to becoming a physician, you go to 4 years of undergraduate and then 4 years of medical school. I went to the University of Hawaii John A. Burns School of Medicine, and after 4 years of medical school, I went to internal medicine residency. Internal medicine residency is 3 years, and I opted to become a chief medical resident of internal medicine, so that was an extra year after that. After the chief year, I went to the University of Missouri in Columbia, and that was actually my first choice fellowship for gastroenterology, so I was like, yes! And I went there for 3 years after that. And then I finally came home and started working as an attending gastroenterologist. So I calculated it out, and I think that was 15 years of post-high school that it took me to get from graduating as a senior from Pearl City High School to becoming a full-fledged gastroenterologist.